Mark Zuckerberg is a name synonymous with success. However, the road to his empire wasn't paved with just smooth sailing. Zuckerberg's journey was marked by some questionable decisions that could have derailed his path to success. The question is, what were these choices, and how did he navigate them? Welcome to my channel. And in today's video, we will be taking a look at Mark Zuckerberg's life and career. Specifically, we will be focusing on the decision he made to drop out of Harvard University. Was it worth it? Did he make the right choice? We will answer all of these questions and more. So stay tuned until the end. The story of Mark Zuckerberg is an inspiring tale of innovation, determination, and success. Born on May 14, 1984, Zuckerberg's passion for technology and his ambition to connect people led him to co-found Facebook in 2004, while still a student at Harvard University. Despite facing numerous challenges and setbacks along the way, Zuckerberg's dedication to his vision never wavered. His story serves as a reminder that with hard work, perseverance, and a clear vision, anything is possible. In this part of the video, we will look into how Zuckerberg co-founded Facebook while still in college and how this quickly became his sole focus. Mark Zuckerberg's journey began when he enrolled at Harvard University in 2002. However, instead of following the traditional path of studying computer science, he decided to pursue a degree in psychology and later switched to neuroscience. This choice allowed him to explore the complexities of human behavior and decision-making, which would later influence his approach to building Facebook. During his time at Harvard, Zuckerberg became interested in creating a social networking site for students. In February 2004, he launched FaceMash, a website that allowed users to compare the attractiveness of their peers. While the site gained popularity quickly, it was shut down due to privacy concerns. Undeterred by this setback, Zuckerberg continued to explore the potential of social networking. On February 4, 2004, he launched Facebook with his roommates, Eduardo Saverin, Andrew McCollum, Dustin Moskovitz, and Chris Hughes. The initial focus of Facebook was to create a platform where Harvard students could connect. However, the platform quickly expanded to other universities and eventually to the general public. As Facebook began to grow rapidly, Zuckerberg's commitment to the project intensified. He started spending more and more time working on the site and less time on his studies. In December 2004, he took a leave of absence from Harvard to focus on growing Facebook. This decision allowed him to fully immerse himself in the project and make significant contributions to its development. Under his leadership, Facebook implemented new features such as the news feed, which allowed users to see updates from their friends and family. This feature proved to be a massive hit and contributed to the site's rapid growth. Additionally, Zuckerberg's focus on making Facebook as user-friendly as possible led to the platform's intuitive design and ease of use. As Facebook continued to grow, Zuckerberg's responsibilities increased. He had to deal with issues such as privacy concerns, content moderation, and competition from other social media sites. Despite these challenges, Zuckerberg remained committed to his vision of creating a platform that connected people around the world. In July 2006, Facebook's user count reached 10 million. This milestone solidified Facebook's position as a major player in the social media industry and demonstrated the impact that Zuckerberg's hard work and dedication had made. However, despite the success of Facebook, there was still one major obstacle in Zuckerberg's way: his unfinished studies at Harvard. As Facebook grew, Zuckerberg's commitment to the company increased, and he began to spend less time on his studies at Harvard. This caused him to fall behind in his coursework and ultimately led to his taking a leave of absence from the university. While this decision allowed him to focus on growing Facebook, It also meant that he would have to put his education on hold. In 2005, Zuckerberg faced criticism for leaving Harvard without graduating. Many people questioned his decision and wondered if he would ever return to finish his studies. However, Zuckerberg remained focused on growing Facebook and making it the best social media platform it could be. As Facebook continued to grow, so did Zuckerberg's responsibilities. He had to deal with issues such as privacy concerns, content moderation, and competition from other social media sites. Despite these challenges, Zuckerberg remained committed to his vision of creating a platform that connected people around the world. By 2008, Facebook's user count had reached 100 million. This milestone solidified Facebook's position as a major player in the social media industry and demonstrated the impact that Zuckerberg's hard work and dedication had made. However, as Facebook grew, so did the pressure on Zuckerberg to succeed. Investors began to demand that Facebook become profitable, and employees expected the company to continue to grow rapidly. This pressure mounted on Zuckerberg, and he knew that he needed to focus all of his attention on growing Facebook. As a result, Zuckerberg decided to drop out of Harvard completely and focus on growing Facebook. This was a controversial decision, and many people criticized Zuckerberg for abandoning his education. However, Zuckerberg was confident that he had made the right decision, and he knew that his focus needed to be on growing Facebook. Let's now fast forward to today and look at how Zuckerberg's decision has paid off. Today, Facebook is one of the most successful social media platforms in the world. With over 2.7 billion active users, Zuckerberg's decision to focus on growing Facebook has paid off in a big way. Facebook has become a major player in the tech industry and has had a major impact on how people communicate and interact with each other. Zuckerberg himself has become a billionaire as a result of Facebook's success. He is known for his innovative approach to technology and his ability to build successful tech companies. In addition to Facebook, Zuckerberg has also founded other successful companies such as Instagram and WhatsApp. These companies have also been successful and have contributed to Zuckerberg's overall wealth. It is important to note that Zuckerberg's success is not just due to his decision to drop out of Harvard. He is a talented entrepreneur and CEO who has worked hard to build his companies. However, his decision to drop out of Harvard did play a role in his success. It allowed him to focus on growing Facebook and make it the successful company it is today. Even though it sounds wild, dropping out of Harvard was a game changer for him. Secondly, Zuckerberg was passionate about Facebook and was committed to making it the best social media platform it could be. This passion and commitment meant that he was dedicated to growing Facebook and making it successful. Finally, Zuckerberg was already wealthy as a result of Facebook's success. This meant that he did not need to go back to Harvard to get a job or make money. Instead, he could focus on growing Facebook and making it the successful company it is today. However, it is important to note that Zuckerberg's decision to drop out of Harvard is not necessarily the best decision for everyone. Everyone's circumstances are different, and what may work for Zuckerberg may not work for someone else. For example, Zuckerberg was already a successful entrepreneur when he decided to drop out of Harvard. He had the experience and skills necessary to run a company and make it successful. However, for someone who is not already a successful entrepreneur, going back to school and getting a degree may be a better option. Additionally, Zuckerberg was already passionate about Facebook and was committed to making it the best social media platform it could be. However, for someone who is not already passionate about a particular company or industry, going back to school and getting a degree may be a better option. Overall, Zuckerberg's decision to drop out of Harvard was a good decision for him personally and professionally. He was already a successful entrepreneur and was passionate about Facebook. Additionally, he was already wealthy and did not need to go back to school to make money. However, this does not mean that dropping out of school is the best decision. For everyone, everyone's circumstances are different, and what works for one person may not work for another. Asterisk, and that's all for today's video. What do you think about Mark Zuckerberg's decision to drop out of Harvard? Do you think it was worth it? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Thanks for watching. Asterisk, very big thanks for sticking with us. Let's dive into segment 3 and 4. Facebook was the world's most popular social networking site for many years. It has also been banned in some countries. But what is Facebook? Is it just a social media site or something else? And why did it become so powerful? Asterisk, in this video, we will tell you about Facebook, how it started, how it works, who uses it, and why some countries have banned it. The story of Facebook begins with Harvard University student Mark Zuckerberg. Zuckerberg was born in 1984 to an upper-middle-class Jewish family in New York. His father worked as a dentist, and his mother was a psychiatrist, and both were very successful in their fields. Mark was a brilliant student, and when he was just 12 years old, he created a program that allowed people to connect with each other based on their interests. He called it FaceMash, and it became popular among the students. However, after a while, the university shut it down because it violated privacy policies by using people's photos without permission. Asterisk, after this, Zuckerberg decided to create another social network that would be more respectful of people's privacy. In February 2004, along with his roommates Eduardo Saverin, Andrew McCollum, Dustin Moskovitz, and Chris Hughes, they launched a new social networking site called Facebook. The name was suggested by Hughes, who thought it was catchy and memorable. However, the original name of the site was the Facebook. This was done intentionally to make the site seem like a part of Harvard University and not some random project. Asterisk, initially, the site was only open to Harvard students, but soon they expanded it to other universities and then to anyone over the age of 13. At first, the site was not very popular, but then in 2007, they introduced the news feed, which was a breakthrough. The news feed is a way for users to see what their friends are doing, and this feature made the site much more addictive. As more and more people joined Facebook, the company began to generate revenue from advertising. Today, Facebook is one of the most valuable companies in the world, and Mark Zuckerberg is a billionaire. Asterisk, but how does Facebook work? Facebook is a web-based social networking service that allows people to connect with each other. Users can create profiles, join groups, and share content such as photos, videos, and links. Facebook also has a news feed that shows users updates from their friends and other people they may be connected to. The news feed is personalized based on the user's activity and interests. In addition to connecting with other people, Facebook also allows users to play games, share content and events, and use other features such as Marketplace, Groups, and Messenger. Facebook generates revenue primarily from advertising. Advertisers can target their ads to the specific demographics and interests of Facebook users. Facebook also sells its products, such as the Portal, a smart video calling device. Asterisk, now, let's take a look at who uses Facebook. As of February 2021, there are over 2.5 billion monthly active users on Facebook. The majority of Facebook users are from Asia, with over 1 billion users in India alone. Other countries with a high number of Facebook users include Indonesia, Pakistan, the Philippines, Bangladesh, Nigeria, and Brazil. In terms of age demographics, The largest group of Facebook users is between the ages of 25 and 34. So now you know what Facebook is, how it works, and who uses it. Now let's take a look at some of the controversies surrounding Facebook. Facebook has been criticized for a number of reasons, including its impact on privacy, mental health, and democracy. Critics argue that Facebook collects too much personal data from its users and that the company has not done enough to protect user privacy. Additionally, Facebook has been blamed for contributing to the decline of mental health among young people. Some studies have shown that using Facebook can lead to increased feelings of loneliness, depression, and anxiety. Facebook has also been accused of allowing fake news and propaganda to spread on its platform, which has had a negative impact on democracy. Asterisk, despite these criticisms, Facebook remains one of the most popular websites in the world. The next question is why some countries have banned it. So far, Facebook has been banned in 3 countries: China, North Korea, and Iran. The main reason for the ban is to control the spread of information and limit the influence of Western culture. In China, Facebook was banned in 2009. The government said that it was to prevent the spread of pornography and violence, but it was widely believed that the real reason was to control the flow of information. In North Korea, Facebook has been banned since 2013. The government is very strict about controlling the media and only allows its citizens to access a carefully selected set of state-run websites. In Iran, Facebook has been banned since 2018. The government claims that the ban is due to Facebook's support for the LGBTQ community, but it's likely that the real reason is to control the spread of information. Asterisk, Facebook has also been banned in some schools and workplaces. This is often done to prevent people from wasting time on non-work-related activities during work hours. Facebook has also been banned in some countries due to security concerns. For example, in 2017, the United States temporarily banned Facebook from government computers. This was done to prevent the company from accessing sensitive government information. Asterisk, in conclusion, Facebook is a popular social networking service that has had a significant impact on the way people communicate. While it has been praised for bringing people closer together, it has also been criticized for its impact on privacy, mental health, and democracy. Despite the controversies, Facebook remains one of the most popular websites in the world. It will be interesting to see how the company evolves in the coming years. Asterisk, if you want to know more about technology, check out our other videos. We have a ton of content covering everything from artificial intelligence to programming to cybersecurity. You can find something that interests you. And if you're interested in learning more about Mark Zuckerberg, check out our video on how he became the youngest billionaire. Asterisk, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. And if you haven't already, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on any of our videos. Thanks for watching Asterisk Segment 4. This is an exclusive look at the first ever Tech Chap of the Year award going to Mark Zuckerberg. What's up, guys? It's me here. So given that we're about a month away from the official launch of the iPhone 14, you know what that means. It's time for Apple's annual September event where they'll probably unveil a whole bunch of new products that nobody asked. For like a bigger, heavier MacBook Air, a pair of $600 AirPods, and the next generation iPhone, which does the same thing as the previous generation iPhone, except now it's kind of a little bit different, but not really. Anyway, as we gear up for the most exciting event of the year, let's take a moment to appreciate how far tech has come over the last decade. Because believe it or not, the iPhone 14 is already outdated. Asterisk, here are 5 facts about tech from 2012 that are no longer true today. Facebook became the world's largest social networking site. Yes, believe it or not, there was a time before Facebook when people had to physically leave their house to meet new friends. But all of that changed when Facebook came along. Since its launch in 2004, Facebook has grown exponentially, allowing users to share pictures of their dinner, express their political opinion to family members they haven't spoken to in years, and find old high school friends who have tragically gained a lot of weight since graduation. By 2012, Facebook had over 1 billion monthly active users, making it the largest social networking site in the world. Today, however, Facebook has fallen out of favor, especially among the younger generation who would rather spend their time on TikTok or Instagram. As a result, Facebook currently only ranks third behind YouTube and WhatsApp. Now, obviously, you could argue that Facebook is still relevant given they own Instagram and WhatsApp. But even if you combined all three platforms, they still fall short of TikTok, which currently has over 1 billion monthly active users. So yeah, while Facebook was once the #1 social media platform, these days they can barely even break into the top 3. Zuckerberg was named Time Person of the Year. 2010 was a big year for Mark Zuckerberg. Not only did he become the world's youngest self-made billionaire at age 26, but he was also named Time Magazine's Person of the Year. At the time, the selection was pretty controversial, given that Zuckerberg had just launched the infamous Facebook privacy scandal and then promptly apologized for it on Facebook. Nevertheless, Time recognized his contributions to the tech industry by granting him one of the highest honors a person can receive in their field. But looking back, maybe they should have waited a couple more years, because since then, Zuckerberg's reputation has fallen off a cliff. In fact, in 2018, he ranked as the 4th least liked person in the world, only above Kim Kardashian, Adolf Hitler, and Jeffrey Epstein. And according to a recent Morning Consult survey, 48% of Americans have an unfavorable view of Zuckerberg, just trailing behind Elon Musk at 53%. Asterisk. Steve Jobs was alive. On October 5, 2011, Steve Jobs died of a rare form of pancreatic cancer, leaving behind a fortune of $11.2 billion and a legacy that will never be forgotten. Just kidding. He left behind a fortune of negative $11.2 billion and a legacy of ripping off other companies. And don't let the fanboys try to tell you otherwise. Sure, Steve Jobs was the mastermind behind some truly innovative products like the Mac, iPod, and iPhone, but he got almost all of his ideas from other companies. Just think about it. Where did the idea of a portable music player come from? Sony Walkman. Where did the idea of a touchscreen smartphone come from? Palm Trio. And where did the idea of stealing ideas come from? Bill Gates. Asterisk. The last episode of Seinfeld aired. The last episode of Seinfeld aired 30 years ago. And to be honest, it feels like it was 300 years ago. Following its finale, Jerry Seinfeld went on to make a web series called Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. And the cast went on to star in a bunch of forgettable movies. But regardless, nothing will ever be able to replace Seinfeld, which is why I spend 8 hours a day watching reruns. Asterisk. Apple released iCloud. Remember iCloud? Well, if you're subscribed to iCloud, you probably do because you're forced to pay $10 a month to store all of the photos you took of your lunch. Back in 2011, Apple announced iCloud as the perfect solution to storing, sharing, and syncing your files across multiple devices. All you had to do was hand over all of your data to Apple and trust that they would keep it safe. But unfortunately, that hasn't exactly been the case. Over the years, there have been hundreds of iCloud leaks, breaches, and security flaws, leading many to abandon iCloud altogether in favor of a free service called Google Drive. Asterisk. Android was better than iOS. Are you an Android user? If so, let me be the first to welcome you to the 1% Club. But anyway, back in the day, Android used to be much more popular than iOS. thanks to its wide variety of affordable options. The problem was that these budget phones often had subpar hardware and software. And honestly, it's still kind of like this today. But unlike back in 2012, there are now plenty of premium Android phones that rival the iPhone. Samsung's S22 Ultra, for example, is arguably the best camera phone on the market. But overall, iOS still dominates with a whopping 62% market share. Asterisk Google Glass was a thing. Remember Google Glass? Oh, who am I kidding? You do not remember Google Glass. That's because it never existed in the first place. But no, I'm just kidding. Google Glass was actually a thing. It was a pair of smart glasses that were released in 2013. They were extremely expensive at $1,500 and extremely impractical, as they were constantly falling out of date. After receiving a ton of criticism for spying and recording people without their knowledge, Google discontinued Google Glass in 2015. And since then, they've simply focused on creating chips for other companies to use. Asterisk BlackBerry was still relevant. BlackBerry was founded in 1984, released its first smartphone in 1999, and dominated the market throughout the mid to late 2000s. Their devices were known for their superior keyboards, sleek designs, and quirky operating systems. But by 2011, BlackBerry was beginning to lose steam against the iPhone and Android. And 2 years later, they were acquired by a little company called Facebook for $4.4 billion. But I'm just kidding. BlackBerry is still around today, although it mostly just focuses on cybersecurity. Asterisk Best Buy was a thing. Best Buy was founded in 1966 and quickly grew to become one of the largest electronics retailers in the country. However, with the rise of Amazon, Best Buy fell out of favor as customers realized that they could buy the same products online for cheaper. Today, Best Buy is a shell of their former selves, only generating $9.3 billion in revenue per year. Asterisk Netflix was still a thing. Netflix was founded in 1997 as a DVD rental service, but pivoted to streaming in 2007. Throughout the 2010s, Netflix grew exponentially, adding hundreds of millions of subscribers. But recently, growth has begun to slow down, and investors are starting to worry whether or not Netflix is becoming the blockbuster of the streaming industry. Asterisk Microsoft was worth $250 billion. Back in 2012, Microsoft was only worth $250 billion, leading many to believe that they were overvalued. Today, though, Microsoft is worth over $2 trillion. Thanks to the popularity of Azure, Office 365 and Windows. Asterisk Amazon was worth $100 billion. Back in 2012, Amazon was only worth $100 billion, despite the fact that they were already selling $40 billion worth of products per year. Today, though, Amazon is worth over $1.5 trillion. Asterisk, the Kindle was a thing. Remember the Kindle? Well, if you're one of the 20 people who still owns a Kindle, you probably do. The Kindle was first released in 2007 and was revolutionary for its time. But nowadays, e-readers aren't that popular, which is why Amazon hasn't released a new Kindle since 2019. Asterisk. So, from wacky operating systems to the late Steve Jobs, a lot has changed since 2012. But one thing that hasn't changed is the number of likes on this video. It's been 10 years, guys. It's time to throw us a bone and drop a like. And with that said, you're not going to want to miss the brand new video that's coming out next week. It's going to be my biggest video yet, and it's going to be on the future of Tesla. So make sure to stay tuned if you don't want to miss it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye. Miss you. Asterisk, welcome to segment 5. Asterisk, in this video, we are going to talk about how much money Zuckerberg has. As of today, His net worth is estimated to be $219 billion. But let's see how he earned all of that fortune. Mark Elliott Zuckerberg was born on May 14, 1984. He grew up in White Plains, New York. When Mark was 14 years old, his family moved to Dobbs Ferry, New York, where he attended high school. During his sophomore year, he developed an interest in computer programming and began taking computer science courses at a local university. After graduating from high school, Zuckerberg enrolled at Harvard University, but he never finished his degree. Instead, he co-founded a website called FaceMash. The website allowed students to rate the attractiveness of other students. Although it was very popular, the website was shut down due to legal issues. In February 2004, Zuckerberg launched a new social networking site called Facebook. The website was initially limited to Harvard students, but it quickly expanded to other universities and then to the general public. In April 2006, Zuckerberg became the youngest self-made billionaire at the age of 22. Under his leadership, Facebook experienced tremendous growth and success. The company went public in 2012, and today it has over 3 billion monthly active users. Zuckerberg has been involved in several controversies throughout his career. In 2015, Facebook came under fire for allowing fake news to spread on its platform. This fake news has been blamed for influencing the outcome of the 2016 presidential election. Zuckerberg testified before Congress in 2018, where he was grilled over Facebook's privacy practices. Despite these controversies, Zuckerberg remains one of the most successful entrepreneurs of our time. He currently owns about 13% of Facebook, which is worth roughly $219 billion. He also owns about 50% of the voting shares, which gives him control of the company. In addition to his stake in Facebook, Zuckerberg also owns several other investments. He is a major investor in Apple and has stakes in companies such as Microsoft, Amazon, and Google. Over the years, Zuckerberg has donated billions of dollars to various charitable causes. In 2013, he and his wife, Priscilla Chan, pledged to give away 99% of their wealth throughout their lifetime. They have donated money to organizations such as the Chan-Zuckerberg Initiative, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and the American Red Cross. Despite his massive wealth, Zuckerberg is known for living a relatively modest lifestyle. He is often seen wearing simple clothing and eating at fast food restaurants. He is also known for his love of martial arts, and he practices Wing Chun Kung Fu. In 2010, Zuckerberg was named Time Person of the Year. He was awarded this honor because he was seen as a leading figure in the technology industry. Some people believe that Zuckerberg deserves to be on the list because he created one of the most popular websites of all time. Others believe that Zuckerberg has had a negative impact on society and that his name should be removed from the list. Now, let's take a look at some interesting facts about Zuckerberg. He is fluent in Mandarin Chinese. He learned the language while studying abroad in China. He is a fan of the TV show Friends, and he once dressed up as Chandler Bing for Halloween. He is also a big fan of the band U2, and he met Bono in 2007. When Zuckerberg first started Facebook, he did not intend to make it into the company he did. His goal was to create a website where people could share information with each other. He never expected the site to become as popular as it did. In fact, he turned down a number of offers from other companies to buy Facebook because he believed that it had the potential to be much more than what it was at the time. It wasn't until several years later that he realized just how much money Facebook was making. In fact, when Facebook first went public, the company was valued at over $100 billion. This made Zuckerberg a multi-billionaire overnight. Zuckerberg's net worth has grown to over $219 billion. Now, Do you think Zuckerberg deserves to be on the Forbes list? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.